Um, Such a great day yesterday. Everything other than that score of that game was majestic. And so I chose to focus on those things that make me happy and not the things that make me want to punch you in the fucking face. So,
Sean, look at you. Look at you growing by the year.
Growing.
Is it growing out of the shower?
Yeah. Yeah. If the shoe fits.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
well, you lost me there.
What do you mean I lost you?
No, Jeff. Jeff's saying that he'll sit and watch an NFL game.
Well,
all right. We got Steven already chiming in on the chat. He was locked in and ready to go. Complete shit show. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, this or that game yesterday?
Both probably. I would say definitely this show is first, but yeah, you could apply that to both. I would say
they have their moments,
like we do, right?
I'm saying. What I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just skip the intro and get right into the action.
Okay.
Sean, I'm glad you had other positive things to focus on. Anything you care to
enlighten us with?
Well, I think just I enjoy the pageantry. I enjoy the event and the thing itself. And so I was down in Ohio in our hometown, and in and out of that day, I saw so many people and that I hadn't had, and just, I don't know, the event itself and being there, regardless of the event itself and just what's going on around it and the camaraderie and the friendship and things like that is just, it was good. And I like it. And that was awesome. So I hold on to
the party. The party was good. The event sucked.
Party and after party. The event, yeah. The event is what it is. The event, frankly, to me, obviously sucked. Didn't suck as bad as last year to me, frankly, though, because I don't feel like I don't know. And I stopped watching late in that game, but to be honest, but we were in that game. I feel like last year they fucking blew us out and like manhandled us and like, you're a bunch of pussies and we're gonna run down your throat, and they did that. And I feel like this year they didn't do that. I feel like the whole narrative of they're soft, I think that got closed. I feel like no, we're not. But we're not very well coached, or we don't have very good schemes, I think, maybe.
Or very good corners, or yeah. There's a million ways to go with that. I was at a Michigan fan's house yesterday. I had no other good times to focus on fucking misery.
I was with three of that kid's brothers.
Yeah. I'm sure two of them were a joy to be around. I took it the worst out of everyone in the party, though. But just disgusting. Like when we got down 2 scores, I thought, oh, there's no chance. We have no chance of getting back in this game because we're gonna have to let them have the ball in between us scoring, and we can't keep them off the field. I mean, it came very clear halfway through that third quarter. I said, I don't think we're gonna be able to stop them the rest of the day. And I don't think, and pretty much we didn't.
Well, the glimmer of hope when
disgusting.
When Stroud threw the pick down there on our goal line, that's when I left the building. So bye bye.
I had checked out prior to that. But
me, I'm a hopeful guy. I was like, all right,
I know.
Score 2 touchdowns.
Right side
conversion.
Sunny side up, Sean.
Hope.
So yeah. we got a lot of different directions we could take this. I sent you guys some of my questions. We're not even going to get into the intro for the show. We're just going to dig right into it. I did my daily blitz this morning, and
that was nice.
Oh yeah. The Michigan fans are enjoying that. You get your morons, you get your dickweeds, you get your douchebags. So
on to the next Michigan fan. Isn't that the same?
Right. So you keep it moving. Otherwise, you can get bogged down in that shit all day. I turned off all my Twitter notifications on my phone yesterday. So anyway, let's just I don't know how you guys want to steer this. I got Cassie and Steven are in the chat already. Steven obviously says this was a shit show. Cassie, she had Ohio State 31-30, and she said you kind of seen it coming with the way they played lately. I agree 100%. Steven, we are mentally soft, so no, the stigma is still there. Cassie also says, done with California quarterbacks. We need tough guys. Steven agrees with that. I don't know. That's a very broad and general statement, but
but she's on to something. I just had a conversation with a friend who's not a Buckeye fan, and he was up and down, and we can go through some of this. He's like, what about Day? He's like, give me an opinion on Day. And Day, you guys got to get rid of Day. This is a Michigan State fan or whatever. It ain't Day. And I'm with the board. I think CJ Stroud is mid-level soft. I love the guy. I think he's an amazing person. I think he's a mid-level college quarterback. I think you're going to see that next year when either Devin Brown or Kyle McCord put up similar numbers to what CJ did. That's just our offense. That's what happens when you're running that offense. And I don't think that CJ is anything super special. He's good. He's not next level guy.
You think that him being invited to New York 2 years in a row is a mid-level quarterback?
Yes, I think overrated. Yes.
That makes no sense, Sean.
Huh?
That might be your dumbest take ever.
Well, maybe, but you know what? Every year since Ryan Day's been coach, guess what? Quarterback goes to fucking New York. And guess what? Next year, when CJ Stroud's not our guy, our new guy's going to go to New York too. Because that's what we run, and we put up gaudy-ass fucking numbers, and that's just the way it is. And that's why.
So you're saying because he's from California, he's soft and can't compete. He's not a competitor. He doesn't care
the California thing is ridiculous. But I'm not a big fanboy of CJ Stroud as a quarterback. I'm a huge fan of his, actually. I love that guy, but I don't think that he's anything special. I just don't.
So you guys think, Jeff, I want you to chime in on this. You guys think he'll just be a jag, just another guy because he went 0-2 versus Michigan?
And you mean like as how Ohio State fans look
in
back
Ohio State parlance? Yeah.
I think 10 years from now, I think Dwayne Haskins will have a better memory than CJ Stroud.
Well, he's dead. He can't have a memory.
Well, a fonder thought of a remembrance. A remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Justin Fields, yes. JT Barrett, yes. Braxton Miller, yes. Dwayne Haskins, yes. I think all of them would be remembered more fondly than CJ will.
So hold it. You just went through the list.
The last four prior to CJ.
The last four of those last four. Who would you like leading the Buckeyes in order? CJ Stroud would be my last guy. Sorry.
Might be.
Depends on what kind of. I mean, you're talking different offense, different head coaches. That's difficult.
Sure.
Of course.
If you were to just take out what quarterback we have now and insert a different quarterback, into what we do
Yeah,
now.
I'm not talking about the numbers, this guy did this, that. I'm talking about if I had to line up who I wanted in these games, I'd probably go Fields, Barrett, Fields, Barrett,
Braxton.
Haskins, Stroud. Fields, Barrett,
Haskins,
Haskins,
Stroud.
Stroud.
Yeah.
For me, hey, everyone's got their.
I mean, 0-2 against Michigan. What? So you're going to have some school records, some school passing records.
Well, the thing is, Jake.
You know what? Those are going to get broken soon too if we keep the same setup going.
Stroud had the ability to go out there and win the Heisman, and he didn't actually have to do much to win it, and he went out there and lost it
twice. Like same thing as last year, I think. I think he had it won last year if he wouldn't have had the game he did. But you're right. I don't know how you think about him. I mean, he was 0-2 against Michigan. He led a crazy comeback in a Rose Bowl. You know.
Well, Joe, back to
Joe Germain did that once.
The guy get invited to New York. Well, guess who else is a bum that might get invited to New York? Blake Corum. Michigan's O-line is really fucking good. Donovan Edwards is really fucking good. Blake Corum is a nice role player that runs hard. He's not special at all. And he may get invited to New York. You get invited to New York on gaudy numbers. He's got some pretty gaudy numbers behind that sick line. But
gaudy numbers in a good team. Yeah.
But
you're saying the same thing, Sean, about CJ. It's system.
Right.
Blake Corum's numbers are system. Same for CJ. System.
That's what I'm telling you.
What's wrong with that?
No, you're saying that's what makes these guys the best player in football. That's what I'm saying. No, that's why they're not. CJ Stroud is not, and Blake Corum is not. They're not the two best guys in football.
I thought you were just saying
they're not even close.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is the numbers that some of these schools put out because of the systems that they run, like an Ohio State with the passing yards, like a Michigan with these rushing yards. Corum is not fucking special. And see, I feel Stroud's better than Corum. I think Corum is mid-level at Michigan, and their last 2 or 3 starting running backs are better than Corum, and he might get invited to New York. Maybe not now because he didn't play, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, we got some lively things in the chat right now. We got new guy Nicholas saying fire day. Steven says that yesterday wasn't on CJ. He said Day and Knowles let this team down in the second half with the play calling.
Agree.
So,
and just for the record, my Stroud take is not based on yesterday's game. I've thought Stroud is good, not great, for a long time. So it's not like, oh, I'm hating on Stroud. I agree with the caller or the poster. Yeah, we got outcoached yesterday. That's a big concern to me. Big fucking concern.
Okay. So where do you guys want to take this? I want you two to drive it, and you want to start on the offense. You want to start first half. You want to start.
Okay.
It looked like another Buckeye game against a mediocre team in that first quarter, right?
I run it like the weather in Ohio was amazing. I mean, it was a nice day up there in northern Ohio, and we come out there and boom, process that thing right down the field, put it in. I'm like, oh, this reminds me of most years. This is going to be a nice day, and then they get the ball and they can't run the ball, and I'm like, okay, we're good here. And then we proceed to get outcoached. I knew we were in trouble when we got to halftime, and I felt like we were dominating them the entire first half. But the score doesn't prove it. The score
except for the huge big plays that we gave up consistently.
Right. And it's like they're throwing these haymakers on us, and everyone's connected. But I don't know if it was you, Joe, that said in the podcast, or I read it somewhere else, that like a Knowles defense is designed to give up, get gashed 4 or 5 times a game. Problem was, every time we got gashed, it was for a fucking touchdown.
It was 75. It wasn't 50 or 30.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, so it's 5 plays. 5 plays really told the story of that final score. You had, starting from the end, you had the 2 plays where Edwards went the distance, where guys were out of their gaps. So just guys trying to make a play when we're behind, obviously.
Yeah,
so it piles on, right?
Certainly the last one, and kind of even the one before that. It's like, look, we're desperate as fuck. We know we've lost. We're bringing everybody to the line, and if you get through the line of scrimmage, you're gone.
Right.
So that, to me, I don't even give a fuck about that. It was like, all right, at least you're getting aggressive late, and big deal. Didn't matter at that point. You were either going to get a turnover or make a big fucking play. That score is irrelevant, you know?
Mm-hmm. Right. So then the others were a broken tackle on a 0 blitz.
Oh,
with Cam Brown not making the tackle when he had no safety help. That was the first one for 70 plus. Then you got Cam Martinez getting worked on a double move as a slot corner, our weakest defensive back at the time.
He looked about as good as I would have looked doing that in my current ability.
Right.
He got completely turned around.
That was 70 plus. What else do we have? We had one more big one in there. What's that? It was a pass play.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the deep post. Who was the defensive back on that one? I forget. Anyways, I think it might have been I don't know. Doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, 5 big plays really told the story of this game, in my opinion. And Ohio State coming out of the halftime and not producing, not getting close to the things that we normally see with them.
What did we score in the second half?
3 points, John.
3 points.
3 points.
Nice work. Nice work.
I think it was 28-3 in that second half.
Yeah. I don't even know. Too many big plays. Our corners were getting abused by Michigan's receivers. Like,
it's not even abuse.
They outplayed for every ball. It
was the entire secondary, Jeff. You can't point at one position.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. I say corners.
McCarthy's throwing arm punts to guys down there.
Exactly.
He's throwing arm punts that aren't even great passes, but no one's within 50 yards of them. So they don't have to be great passes.
Right.
No one's close.
Receivers are just camping out underneath them.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, catch this ball. Make it easy on them, because I've never seen.
It's like high school football, dude. That's what happens in high school ball. You throw it deep to the fast guy, he gets under it and waits for it.
Right. And if he has to come back, he comes back
because he's already burnt the DB.
Right. So was that all on scheme, or was our safeties just playing their own hero ball and not taking away the deep ball? Was it scheme, or was there guys just getting beat? I don't know. Well,
the Cam Martinez play, he just got beat.
Yeah. On the he was in coverage. Yeah.
Flat out. Cam Brown play, he just didn't make the play. He knew he had no help. Jack Sawyer was the only person behind him. Okay. So things that happen that cannot happen. Basically, you know how remember the Clemson game where they needed like 10 things to go right in 2019 and they all happened? That's kind of what happened yesterday, in my opinion. Michigan needed all these things to go right, and Ohio State kind of they scored the first 10 points and then took the foot off the gas and we're just content with riding in neutral.
Yeah.
They never push the envelope. I swear to Christ, somebody kidnapped Ryan Day and substituted him with a Ryan Day lookalike that was very, very reserved and careful and Could have been Jim Tressel. I don't know that guy, but Jim Tressel might have gone for it on the 4th and 5. Who knows? Anyways, I'm saying that was not the Ryan Day that beat Clemson in 2020. That's not the Ryan Day that beat Michigan and spanked the fuck out of them in 2019. That was ultra aggressive Ryan Day. That's not who was there coaching that team yesterday. You guys think?
Yeah, I agree. It's like he was, that old saying of coaching not to win, but coaching not to lose.
Yeah.
The play call, the third down play calls, we're trying to get Stover when he's on a 50-50 ball on 3rd and 5. Let's not go to Stover for 50-50 ball down the seam, or in traffic, or just, he's not the guy that we want in those. Figure out a way to isolate Marvin Harrison. You know what I mean? And if they're gonna take 2 everywhere with Harrison, another receiver's got to be able to get open on a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6 or whatever those were.
Yeah.
So I guess it was scheme, but Knowles, maybe they figured out Knowles' defense. Maybe he didn't have, they made adjustments in the second half. Looks like we did not make any.
Yeah, we went in there, I think, with the right game plan. Like, you know what, Michigan, you're not going to fucking run it, and we shut that run down in the first half. And then Michigan hitting all these bombs or whatever, and we couldn't adjust. And then maybe when we did, it got to be too late, and then they're banging these fucking 80-yard runs on you, and it's we got outcoached.
Yeah, I agree. Also, there was some stupid penalties too.
Yeah.
How do you end up in a 1st and 35? How's that situation come about? That when you're at midfield, that's a big problem. I don't know. I'm curious how the secondary changes, because all these guys that we thought were going to be the next, 1st round draft picks, Denzel, Cam Brown, that's not it. No.
I mean, Cam played his last game. His last regular season game.
Yeah. Jordan Hancock didn't play. We didn't see Jair Brown. J.K. Johnson came in at some point.
Didn't do any good. I saw him in there. He wasn't helping the cause at all.
No, but that was after the fact, really. I mean, these snaps, the D-line concerns me, this rotation. That's why I wonder what's going on with Larry Johnson and these D tackles, especially. I mean, I know that JT and Zach played almost every snap. They were out there for what? I got them at 54 snaps each. I think they had a total of like 62 plays or something like that. Anyways, but then you got Ty Hamilton started the game. He had 30 snaps. Ty Leak, only 17. Michael Hall Jr., only 13. Jerron Cage had 8. Javante John Baptiste got in there, and I think Tyler Friday got a few as well. What are we doing? I mean, why? I know that. All right, so back it up. Michael Hall Jr. has a very big problem with staying in his gap and following his assignments. So that's a big problem. And that's probably why he's been limited. But Ty Leak only getting 17. Come on, man. This D tackle rotation has been garbage all year. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's a turning point in the game, because obviously running the ball was not a concern, but still, this D-line rotation has been trash. I don't know why it's been so weird, honestly. What else? What else here? Only 6 missed tackles on the day.
Couple big ones.
Yeah, no sacks.
But they can say, like, we only had 5 blown coverages that all went for touchdowns.
Right.
it's the time and place with some of those. Yeah, 6 doesn't sound like a bad against a team. You say going in against Michigan, 6 missed tackles, or you say yeah. You're gonna have some of those. They're gonna run the ball. They're super physical, but not if if you miss 3 of them and that's 21 points. That's it doesn't do it any. That's not helping it.
Yeah, so they make JJ look like fucking Peyton Manning back there, 12 of 24. So that's 50% by my math. 263, 3 touchdowns again, all on just arm punts.
That's 12 completions for 263 yards.
Yeah.
What's that average? That is disgusting.
Good.
12 completions
11,
for that.
11. That's 11. Buckeyes. CJ had a decent day. I mean, he had to throw the 2 picks late. I mean, just you're trying to do something, make something happen. He's never been put in that position where he needs to, make something happen, whether it's with his feet or his arm. And this is what happens. You get a kind of a deer in the headlights situation, goes for 3. Well,
I've seen a lot of quarterbacks this weekend, a lot of quarterbacks putting the fucking team on their back.
Yeah.
Up against a lot of points, being down, even some of them on the road dealing with crowd noise. They're fucking running their hearts out. They're making throws to much less talented guys than what we have running around out there. So it's not like, and these guys aren't considered NFL hot shot quarterbacks. You can do more than just throw 2 picks trying to force the ball in. You can actually still orchestrate an offense and go down and score and make it a furious comeback. It's still in the cards. But we can't just let him off like, oh, he was just trying to, he's just trying to do too much at that point. A lot of quarterbacks can do that much, get back in a game.
I understand.
Not like that Rose Bowl come from behind victory that we all are forgetting about, where he did lead us back, crazy comeback to take the lead. So,
again, that was against
making it
a secondary that was that's putting running backs out there at corner.
Okay, right. So wow. Okay, so we can downgrade that performance.
Let's look at the running game. Donovan Edwards really didn't do much until that late 4th quarter where you had the 2 big, you had 85-yarder and something else that was huge. But anyways,
72 or something. Yeah, so he had 160 on 160.
So all of his yards came from 2 plays. Blake Corum probably should not have even entered the game ever. And so we in the first half, there was no running attack by Michigan at all. They were throwing it on 1st down. Go ahead, Sean.
No, exactly. I felt like what we were doing, we came out there and we made him change. He's like, no, you're not going to do what you do. We're going to make you change what you do. And they did. And
they're like, fine. If you're not going to cover our receivers, we'll just launch it.
Right. You guys don't drop further than 10 yards? Cool. Good to know. We're just going to go ahead and go by.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So I know our receivers all did pretty well. We had Mecca with 125, Marv with 120. Both had touchdowns, but we seem to put too many important reps on a former walk-on Xavier Johnson and a linebacker turned running back who was a linebacker 4 weeks ago, Chip Trainum. That seemed to be where we rested our offensive future on. And I thought
Trainum ran good too.
Of course. Yes. But is that the plan? Is that the plan you really come into this game with?
Well, that's what shocks me, because once I saw him getting the series after series and run, I'm like, our game plan was train him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Down 2 carries.
If it wasn't train him in the game plan, then it was like, a heavy feature of Xavier Johnson. I'm like, okay, Xavier's done a couple really awesome things, but And then it was like third. I forget which play it is. I feel like it was the third down, and they're throwing contested balls that Cade Stover has to dive for. I think
that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, it's like, no, man, what's going on?
Xavier Johnson's a great weapon added on to what you have. He's a great addition. He's not ready to be he's not a focal point of an offense player, like, or a focus point of a game plan. Like it did seem like he was. But like, we had Mayan start, it kind of like the quorum starting for Michigan. I was like, we're going to start our guy. We know they're not going to go long, but they're going to get the start because they both quickly were out of the game.
He had 8 for 34. So kind of pointless. Again, Dallin Hayden, 2 carries.
What happened?
Again,
why did the coaches feel they owed something to train him for being, because he was injured last week, not active?
Okay, so take it this way. If you're going to have a 2-back, let's run a 2-back system, but let's run it and not throw every down. Let's run it with 2 guys that are actually moving the ball. Chip with a 5.9 average, and that catch and run on the double penalty play. Remember that?
Yeah.
Where they had the penalty on G Scott, and I believe was there holding in the backfield, I think, on Dwan or Donovan Jackson maybe. Anyways, it ended up being 1st and 35. So but that play before they brought it back was a huge play by Chip Trainum. It was a catch and run out of the backfield. And they were at midfield. He got like 25 yards out of that. Mm-hmm. Brought it all back and then tacked on the extra 25. So if that's your plan, great. Stick with it because it was working. Chip Trainum and Dallin Hayden is a fine duo to run out of the backfield. And then work in the receivers. Obviously you got to run your Emeka down the seam. You got to run your Marv on the out routes and stuff. So
Marv anywhere.
Yeah. So
I hated that play calling on the first and 30 or 1st and 35. I felt like first down we got like 4 yards and like worthless. I mean, absolutely worthless. Yeah. It's like at first you better minimum get like 8 to 14 yard chunks and run the ball for 3-4 yards. And that third down play, we actually damn near almost got there. But again, you set yourself up. It was still 3rd and a mile. If it was 3rd and 14, we would have got there.
Right. So I got to catch up on we're getting a ton of comments in the chat. Stephen Cherry says Larry Johnson is past his prime. Almost time to retire. Defensive line needs a new voice. He also says that Chip was running hard. Ryan Day abandoned the run, made it no sense. Where was Hayden? That's basically what I just said. And Jackie, are you new to the show? I haven't seen you before. Good to see you. She said that I knew it was over after watching the struggles against Penn State, Northwestern, and Maryland's team checked out a month ago. Wow.
Harsh.
That's interesting. That's going back a bit, but
she obviously saw something she didn't like. But I mean, you guys say,
ain't wrong.
Yeah. And
I don't have a bunch to argue against it.
I got to read you this username. This person actually has takes. It's not a spam account. Shrink Sharon's tank or Shrink Sharon's stank. I don't know. One. This person said that the first one, not the second one. The personal foul headbutt changed everything in the second half. I can't argue with that. That's a legit Shrink Sharon's stank.
And just undisciplined. That's just got me so fucking by a backup. Yeah. And man, I've wanted to love Guy Scott for a couple years now. And this is what I get.
He makes it hard to love.
That is clown. That was clown shoes, man.
Like four steps out of bounds after the whistle.
Just headbutted him and didn't even what's the point, dude?
Right. Tough guy. Fucking clown move.
That's what happens when a guy doesn't get a lot of playing time. So Buckeyes 9 penalties for 91 yards on the day definitely affected the game.
And timely ones.
Every one of those penalties hurt us. Yes.
Yeah.
Costly.
Yeah. What else we got here? We were running down their throats in that first half. I know that the last two plays by Edwards made them kind of take the lead in the whole rushing stat category, but that's garbage. First half, we were doing awesome in third down conversions. At one point, we were 4 of 5. We finished the fucking game 5 of 16.
Yeah.
That second half was just atrocious.
It was 3rd and 3. It was 3rd and 6. It was 3rd and 12. We had them at all distances. What I'm saying, we were facing short, intermediate, and long thirds, and we didn't dial up anything that was effective. Like the play sheet got mixed up or something. I didn't even listen to his press conference, dude. I have not listened to a single word. I'm glad I shut down Twitter. I haven't even had the thought of listening to anything, what he has to say and what he was asked. Looking back now, after a couple of days, it'll be interesting to see how people, kind of poke at him, or not poke at him, but, ask for answers. Why didn't you do this? Why did you fail to do this? Because he's got to answer for his team not being ready at home with everything at stake.
Yeah, we got some Michigan fans jumping in the chat here.
Wait.
Let's respond to these. I'll go ahead and let you guys chime in. Michigan fan, you have better talent. We have more toughness and better coaching. Okay. Another dude from a Michigan fan, do you think Ryan Day returns if he loses next year to Michigan?
I do. I already got a hot take on that I've been thinking of.
Give me both of those. Better talent. We have better talent.
We
do have more talent. Yes.
I don't
we have more
the
talent.
Toughness thing.
No, we don't, because college football is based around, it seems to me, is elite quarterback. And our guy's up for Heisman. Our guy is the second best quarterback on the field yesterday. Yes, yeah. Through the roster, yes, we have more talent than them. But they have a quarterback that's better than ours that's going to be a big problem. So I think across the board we're more talented. I think they're better at the best position, or the most important position, if you will. Toughness, I think right now Michigan has that's they are a tough team. They don't wow you, they kind of work you. But as far as Ryan Day, I actually right now, if you're going to make me bet my money, I bet we lose next year in Ann Arbor. Okay. That's my hot take. And I don't feel like Ryan Day's fired. I expect J.J. McCarthy to fucking go off and win the Heisman next year, and have a real good season. And we got to go there and play that kid. I don't love our chances right now. Maybe my mind will change once we see a new product. But
I'll reserve
Ryan Day's not getting fired.
Next year's team.
I think it would be after that year, at least in my eyes, when the game comes back to Columbus. If you were to lose that game, now we got to have a talk, Ryan. I mean, what the fuck?
So let's go back to the original question. You think Ryan Day returns if he loses next year to Michigan? You say yes, but
yes.
So going 1-3 to Michigan, okay, 1-4. Now we got to have a talk.
Well, no, it's not just that. There's more nuance to it. It's circumstantial, and I think that Michigan is set up next year with McCarthy to be a tough fucking out, and I think he might be the best kid in the country. That McCarthy, I'm a McCarthy fanboy over here, and I think it's just going to be so tough to beat that kid at home next year. Not that it can't be done, but I don't expect it to be done, and so. I'm kind of changing it now. If next year it was back at Ohio State again, now I think that this argument would have a lot more play with me. But going to Michigan, facing that kid next year, I don't even want to put that pressure on a coach. Like, you got to do this or you're fired. It's just, no, you fucking play and do what you can do.
Well, you're not the AD. You're not Gene Smith. It's your point of view. I mean, so like if you say, this is my limit, Ryan Day, as a fan, I will not let you coach my team if you go 1-3 against Michigan. You got to get the fuck out. So we got a lot of people jumping in the chat.
That's not my take. I'm not
okay.
there.
1-4 is, we got to talk about it. Where is the cutoff? Like 1-5?
I don't know. I mean, you certainly don't want to get into a Cooper situation, but I actually had this conversation earlier, and he just went 11-0 and then lost. I don't even like that. But who are you going to go get that's better? Who are you going to get that's better? I don't want to.
That's the point. Yeah. So let me catch up on this, Jeff. I want to give you a hit on that. We're getting blown up with a lot of good comments here. Wow. Jeff, you want to quickly hit the Ryan Day loses next year?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do, if he starts to lose, not so much maybe getting pushed from the boosters and everybody, but maybe start to wonder his own eye at other opportunities, maybe in the league. Maybe he wants to go back to the NFL. And if he, just see how the stress of this whole year goes, how that wears on him going into next year. He might go through hell for the next 12 months here in Columbus, going through all the stress, hearing a bunch of shit talk. Because the question is going to be raised now. This isn't the only podcast that's getting mentioned on, I'm sure.
You probably want some security outside his house.
So, man, you go through another year of that. He just went through 1 year of it. Now he's going to go through another. How's that wear on him and his family? Do they go to look for maybe other opportunities away from here? I don't know either. I'm not going to speculate on how the man feels. You don't know what that wearing on you from a fan base. I don't know what it does. You can't imagine. I mean, millions of people want to argue with you. You know what I mean?
Oh, I believe it, but I think Ryan Day's the type of guy that is so grounded and leveled. Like, of course he wants to win that game, but I think he's going to be able to get through it healthily, work through that, and motivate himself, and on and on. I mean,
yeah. So I got my guy Wayne in here. He's really getting active in the chat. He says OSU needs to teach DBs to look back for the ball. Look back for the ball. You get a pick instead of a PI.
Seriously, on that one-arm punt?
Which one?
There so early, turn around and pick it off. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
that seems like such a basic technique that they're failing to, use.
Yeah, Wayne also says that he agrees that if Ryan doesn't get it done next year, he's done. And he also said that Harbaugh had to rebuild. Day was handed the keys to a Ferrari.
I love that Ferrari. Keys to a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Love
Aren't we all?
God. Hang that fucking saying up with the rest of them.
So
it's interesting. So if you're going to say that argument, though, then you're questioning Ryan Day's his coaching ability, and maybe he's not such a great coach. Maybe he just fell into a bunch of talent and was able to recruit some more. And so, I mean, by saying that, Harbaugh had to build a program and took all his lumps from Urban, and then Urban handed over the Ferrari to Ryan Day. So you're saying Ryan Day ain't shit then? If
he was born on third base, don't you know that?
So I'm not saying he's a piece of shit coach and he's just some salesman that can get kids on campus. I think he is a little bit more than that. But I do feel that his overall attack of this whole year leading to this game wasn't the right way to do it, because you didn't get the result you were. So would he consider his whole year of prep for Saturday to be a failure? Which means now he's got to go reevaluate how he does everything, like organizationally.
Right.
There's going to be those questions are going to be raised too. how far back do we need to look to rectify this? So there's going to be a lot of looking
I think
around.
that's a little, yeah, but it's always, fandom. It's never really warranted. He just had us at 11-0 going into the game at Michigan and lost
2 years in a row.
Hey,
Yeah, twice. Yeah.
But newsflash, you're not going to win all those games. And how many undefeated teams are in the history? It doesn't happen, and it's so hard. And I feel like it's an overreaction to throw this stuff. Were mistakes made? Fuck yeah, they were made. But it isn't job worthy.
But it's looking at those games against those opponents and performing that way. And those people back in the 80s and 90s that watched all that shit growing up like we did, well, now they're in charge in some places now. You know what I mean? And now they're like, fuck no, we're not doing it. We're not doing the 85 to 95 again. Nope, not doing it. No, bullshit. We're going to fix this right now. Because they don't, I'm telling you, I'm sure in Columbus, there's all kinds of unrest.
Well,
Stephen makes a good point. Sean, I agree with you. It's in any Division I school, it's hard to go undefeated. And there's only 3 teams right now that are undefeated. But Stephen makes a great point that the Big Ten was very weak this year.
True. Yeah.
So even though we play 9 conference games, are they really 9 tough conference games? I mean, I'm not comparing us to the SEC because that's not even fair and accurate, and people give the SEC way too much credit. But it is a very weak Big Ten.
It is weak, but it's still when you play in Big Ten games, you're still playing pretty like man ball teams. I mean, you've obviously got most teams just outgunned and we blow them out, but it's still serious dudes that are playing in there. The lines and linebackers on these teams, they're going to bring it and hit you. So it's not like you're just cream puffing through this thing. Those teams usually don't have much of a chance, but sometimes they put up a nice fight. So again, any team anywhere. Bama's got 2 losses. Is anyone calling for Nick Saban's head? Like, oh fuck, we can't have this.
Oh, well, he does. We got
breaking news. We got breaking news, guys. Cincinnati, University of Cincinnati has just named interim head coach Kerry Combs.
Oh, what a mistake! Get him, Combs.
Hey, they're in a kind of a tough spot though. Fickle, greener pastures up in Wisconsin. I hope he wins the bowl game. I hope they fucking dunk him in Gatorade and he goes fucking crazy on the field.
Kerry?
Yeah. I hope for him. I'm hoping for the best.
Oh, so he's just okay. He's gonna be he's so just for the bowl game or championship game or whatever they're in. 1 or 2 more games.
Yeah.
So okay. I was like, there's no way that he's going to be the coach next year, right? Like
no. What do you guys? We got some great comments coming in here, talking about restructuring Harbaugh's contract. Some people are talking about they don't think it's happened yet. I don't know.
He's gonna go back to where he was.
Steven says that there's only 2 teams even remotely close to Ohio State, and that's Penn State and Michigan.
Of course.
Jacob, whoever Jacob is, I don't know you. He says he dog walked you at home with a rookie quarterback and backup. No, all right. Yeah, still saying soft. That was not soft. You don't know what soft is, Jacob. Who else here? Andrew. Big Ten is a conference where anyone can win any week. SEC, they have like yearly 2 or 3 teams. That's legit. There's not a lot of change ups in that SEC, but boy, so many directions. You guys want to continue on this game, or you want to talk Luke Fickell to Wisconsin? You want to talk CFP Final Four?
Well, I mean, the SEC, but you know what? It's really weird. It always ends up being the same 1 or 2 teams from the SEC that go and do anything. Just like the Big Ten.
Andrew in the chat said that exact thing.
Yeah, and there's always one or two from the Big Ten. So big deal. I don't know. SEC is just way overhyped, in my opinion.
We got a dude named David coming in saying the coaching is a joke at OSU. I don't know about that.
I know. Well, elaborate. I can get behind that. I mean, walk me down that path.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just throw the fucking grenade. Stick around. Tell me why is our coaching? What did he say? A
There
joke?
we go.
I thought
Okay, we got people reciting the Josh Gaddis quotes from last year, the finesse team bullshit. You're not watching the game, dude. You don't know football. Get the fuck
Josh
out of here,
Gaddis.
Jacob.
It's Josh Gaddis. He's an offensive guru down there in Miami, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they're setting the world on fire down there, aren't they?
Yeah,
The guy-
this
the
game.
guy that-
Hold on. Wayne Walton, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. These recruits this game did not flip any recruits to Michigan from Ohio State. They did get 2 recruits. Michigan got 2 recruits after the game. Didn't even have Ohio State offers. So let's keep it real. If you guys want to talk shit in the chat, I'm going to call out each and every one of you.
Yeah, bitches.
Think you fucking know something. All right. Fickle to Wisconsin. Let's talk him. We got Andrew chimed in. I'll follow you, Andrew. Let's go.
Joe, I was shocked. I thought Jim Leonard had the easy inside track there, playing there, being from the pros, everything. The whole young guy recruiting. Surprised. I bet he's probably a little shocked. But Fickle back in the Big Ten or in the Big Ten, he'll build Wisconsin up for sure.
You got to think Leonard moves on, right?
Yeah.
Leonard's
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna keep him around.
Yeah. I think he gets another offer. Maybe he's gonna have to throw out probably a lower tier. Maybe he interviews for Cincinnati.
That'd be
you never know. The way they danced around last season, you never know. But I think if Fickle he'll recruit the hell out of that Chicago area. That's he'll get Wisconsin playing the ball again. Just in time.
Yeah.
With USC coming over.
All right, Sean, what do you think? Fickle, I mean, obviously that's an upgrade, and they could own the Big Ten West tomorrow, right?
I feel like he's in a good spot. Things could change if
you got to find a quarterback though.
With the expansion over there, but Fickle, yeah, obviously Fickle's tough, and that's a heck of a lot better job than getting the Michigan State job, which was room. Actually, didn't they try to get him and Fickle didn't want it? I think with some law things or whatever going on, and they went with Tucker instead of a couple years ago. But man, that Tucker got a nice payday. What's this deal that Fickle's getting? Because Tuck got like $100 million.
I'm hearing like 5.5, 5.4 per year. I don't know how that compares. It has to be like double what a Cincy gig is. Also, you got Matt Rule taking the job at Nebraska. Stephen points out, as I almost forgot.
And that dude's getting paid. That motherfucker made so much money.
He falls up. He falls upward, man.
That dude has just been hand over fist. I'm guessing Fickle's got at least a 5 or 6 year deal. So you're looking at like a $30-40 million total contract. But what's the buyout language and all that stuff? He's probably got some kind of sweet deal for leaving Cincinnati. As far as like the buyout and all that kind of stuff. Because those college coaches, man, they got it. To be a college football coach agent would be that's the game plan right there.
I feel like
those buyouts, man. Those buyouts are crippling.
I feel like if Fickle thought Ryan Day was in trouble, like some of y'all think, if he lose next year, Fickle wouldn't have taken this job. He would have waited. And I don't think Fickle thinks that Ryan Day's in jeopardy.
Wayne points out 5.2 million per year. I'm going to go back here. DJ Conscious in the chat. Michigan laid out a great game plan, executed to perfection. OSU showed multiple times during the game they weren't focused. The better team won yesterday, point blank. Big plays turned that game. I'll give that to you, DJ. Alan Farrell, I think, yes, I did predict Michigan would go 9-3. That was preseason, dude. So like you're allowed to change your opinion as the season goes on. I don't think I said 9-3 in the last 2 months. So allow people to maybe change their opinion.
Well,
I never said
yeah.
9-3 this past week, did I? So, let's keep it moving and think about time and place, dude. David Greenshield, who are you? Please tell me the last time last time you've seen this bad cornerback play at OSU. Been a long time. We've cranked out a lot of first rounders. So yeah, not recently.
We had a lull like in 92, 93, maybe.
Yeah.
There might have been a lull.
Yeah.
And then Sean Springs showed up. So
Well,
I don't know, man. It's been a long fucking time. That's what I'm getting at. It's been a long time. And just poor technique. It is what you don't see. I'm not used to watching our DBs with poor technique.
And it's flip-flop back and forth. Remember, Kerry Combs used to tell them to rip through the receiver's hands as they're making the catch, and not turn back for the ball. Now, which is it? Are we turning back? It seems like every coach or every year has been a different technique that's coached. And
I know definitely the way pass interference is called. If you do not have your head turned around, you are you're already 99% guilty. Yeah, and whether then there's what the hands are. It's a dead giveaway for that ref, that back judge to see you if you're not have your head around. So I think only naturally, because those people just throw the 50-50 ball, the back door or the back shoulder fades and everything. You've got to be. I think the technique has to be where you're face up on the receiver, you're reading his eyes, and maybe you're still catching a glimpse of the quarterback with the receiver still, both of them. So I think the technique has to change. It just seems the way the game's called. It's just the way you see penalties thrown. If your head's not turned around, you're getting it almost every time.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected that kind of horrific secondary play.
How could you? These guys are, we know they're good players. I mean, they're highly recruited. We brag about how high recruits we get.
Yeah.
And lately they've been talking about how shit and mid Michigan receivers are. They drop balls, they're not that good, and then
they're not. But if you just lay one out there with nobody in coverage, it's not a 50-50 ball. It's a 100-0. It's a 100-0 ball. So yeah, we got some. Wow, this chat is insane tonight. I wanted to touch on Andrew. Andrew says Wisconsin is a threat in the West every year. I agree. Not this year, though. He also says the Big Ten is better when OSU, Michigan, and Penn State are good. I agree. He had another good one in here. Where the fuck was it? Sorry, Andrew.
OSU, Michigan, and Penn State are all like in the top 7,
Right. What else here? Oh, yeah, Buckeyes play at Wisconsin next year. Good point, Stephen. Thank you for that. So, Sean, you got a take on this Wisconsin job?
I think he'll do it.
He chimed in.
No, he'll do a good job there. And to me, it's a great opportunity because it's so weak over there. That's why I think you're seeing right away Bielema start to get Illinois turned around because there's nobody else over there. And Illinois has been terrible for a long time, it seems.
Yeah.
And so I think the timing's right. I think Illinois will continue to get better, and I think Wisconsin will get better, and maybe Nebraska will get things turned around. And it'd be really cool to see that side get to be really good with USC and the additions. And
mention Fickle versus Burt.
That'll be nice.
Talk about smash mouth, hard defense, running game, football. Wow.
Well, if Fickle was a D coordinator and on the staff, even a lot of games with Burt, a lot of those big Wisconsin rival games. So, maybe it'll. And plus, with Burt formerly being at Wisconsin, Sure, that'd be a nice, hopefully a nice rivalry built. I know Fickle's going to come down in Chicago and recruit.
Yeah.
He's going to come into Bird's territory and eat up all that. But
He'll even dip into Cincinnati. Obviously, he's set up a nice
Sure.
little base there.
Little pipeline.
Yeah, David, I agree. The pass interference call in the end zone on Ronnie Hickman to start the fourth quarter was debatable. It was definitely uncatchable. That receiver was not going to make the play and come down and bounce.
Yep.
So,
I'd say the benefit of the calls definitely went Michigan's way. I mean, not the decider of the game, obviously, but this like plays like that PI, just a couple of plays, a couple of delayed games. I thought they got away with the snap when I thought it was at 0. Those 5-yard penalties can add up and screw up drives. But I think they got the benefit of most of those calls. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So what else you guys want? Do you care about Matt Rule to Nebraska? Does that matter right now? That's a rebuilding project. It's going to take more than a couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not going to be able to get the same talent even that he had at Baylor, the access to at Baylor. So good luck to him. If he can get back into Texas and recruit some, that's his only chance of survival. So,
yeah.
But you show us something. Nebraska, show us something before we should even discuss.
Exactly. Nebraska's been a dead program. Everybody's tried to breathe life into that thing for 10 years, and it just ain't happening. So maybe not, but wake me up when they start to do something, because they're awful for a long time now.
Yeah. Exactly. What else do you want to talk about? You want to talk CFP Final Four? What do you think we lay? You think we got a crack at the Final Four? I mean, some people are talking shit in here about Ohio State getting roasted by TCU. I don't know. Georgia's not the same as TCU, folks. Somebody in here is trying to say we'd get beat by Georgia or TCU. I disagree. I think TCU does not have the horses to go 4 quarters. Just look at the recruiting rankings. It's simple as that. Who else?
I think you're looking at I'll tell you what, anybody that doesn't want us in there is a Michigan fan. Michigan fans don't want to play us again, and I'm not even certain that we deserve to, but they don't want to have to beat us again. They don't.
I think a lot of them would be very confident that they would.
I don't know. I mean,
to be honest,
I wouldn't want to play if I just beat them. I frankly wouldn't. I'm like, hey man, I already did this. Don't fucking put that on me to do it again.
Exactly. I would feel that way too, Sean. But honestly, I don't feel good about us getting into playoff with what we just did. How we just performed. I don't need to see us go into the playoffs and then get fucking worked by a really good team.
It's not the most 4 deserving teams. It's who will the committee pick, to say we don't deserve it is just living in the moment.
Okay, that's what I try to do every moment of my life.
Well, I think you're going to
live right now. As of right now, I mean, I know we're definitely not the top. We're definitely not 4 most deserving. If I'm the committee, I wouldn't pick us.
Well, now I wouldn't pick us, but if a couple things
there's a whole nother week of games too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but as a fan, just a fan of this program that I love, I don't feel confident about them playing any top tier team right now.
I actually do.
I think what I just saw our defense, those big plays, you get a couple big plays. They had five for touchdowns, 5 ridiculously big plays.
That's not been going on.
You don't give up 5. Your defense doesn't give up 5 of those for touchdowns. That's not. That's alarming.
I know, but that's an anomaly. I believe.
Right.
That's not what's been going on.
It's not going to happen every
week. It just happened to be an anomaly against our fucking rival that we practiced all goddamn year for, because they did this shit to us.
I feel like
last year.
I'm not. And Michigan deserved to win.
We got hit with the anomaly. Might as well have been a meteor coming in from the sky. And that's
It
the
was,
luck we have.
It was sick, but you know what? Guess what? This year in college football, not only is the Big Ten kind of mid, college football is kind of mid.
Yeah, there's no
I
great team.
No, there's no
Yeah.
LSU with Joe Burrow. There's no fucking loaded Alabama. This is TCU could seriously win it, and they're not that good.
So is this the transfer portal making that big of an impact this soon?
To who?
I mean,
USC, yeah.
To overall college football as of we're getting this year of no
it's
great
creating
team
parity
because the talent has spread out more.
Yeah, it's like the NFL. You're
I mean,
creating parity across all of college football, and it's mostly going to be filtered in to the top 10, top 20 teams. Look how USC got so good so fast. They brought over, the good players from Oklahoma. I mean, and to that point, when we're talking playoffs, if Utah beats them this week, I don't know how you don't keep Ohio State out of the playoff. How do you put USC in above them with 2 losses? I don't care how they lost.
That was the argument I heard. You're talking
I don't
about
care what the scores were. Clemson with 2 losses.
They play Utah
again.
Two-loss Pac-12 non-champion will not unseat a 1-loss non-Big Ten champion. No, we would be in over USC, I would think. But
you got K-State,
K-State
and TCU.
But you might have the Heisman Trophy winner on that USC squad, and they're fun to watch. They are fun to watch play. So think about that. You have LA, you have USC Heisman Trophy quarterback. The committee's like, we can sell USC too. It's not just Ohio State we can sell. So USC will definitely be in those discussions. If they play a good game,
all you people in the chat who think that Michigan's going to move or do something in the playoffs, you're fucking high. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, you might beat a TCU, maybe if you get in there against them. You're not going to beat a USC. You're not going to beat a Georgia.
Yeah, they are. Michigan's going to win it all. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's what I'm already reading it, Sean. You're just basically echoing the chat.
All right, you heard it here fourth or
Michigan's
fifth.
winning it all.
I do. I basically thought going into this, I mean, outside of Georgia, this is the only team that this Ohio State-Michigan game was a de facto national championship game. This was the game.
A semifinal. Yeah.
Yep. And so.
And we didn't show up. We didn't show up ready to play.
Michigan beats TCU by 30. Michigan going to get boat raced by Georgia. Oh yeah, the chat is eating
just like
itself.
Georgia, just like Ohio State. Georgia's got more talent than Michigan across the board, but guess what? Michigan's quarterback is a lot better than Stetson. He's a lot better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck against that fucking defense, dude. That's you're not going to torch them like you did, for 5 big plays of 75 yards. Anyways, so what do you guys have for your Final Four as of right now? Your Final Four, not the committees.
Oh, I've got basically, I think what all the polls and rankings got, I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC.
Yeah, that's the 4 I'd put in, probably in that order. Right. Yeah, same.
It's working out real nice. The committee isn't going to have to do much. If all those teams win out, they're 100% in because USC gets a chance to play the one team that beat them, right? And so now you're like, let's see, we were better than them. So they kind of clean up they even clean up their fuck up if they win that game, and they're definitely.
And that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's huge. And think about this: you have 4 conferences. You have your Pac-12, your Big 12, because they're never in the playoff. So how happy is it now? Everybody out there, because now they got guys in. You still have your SEC and your Big 10, and ACC knows they're out because they have a 3-loss team that's going to win it. So, it makes it nice to where you got at least 4 conferences. You don't have 2 from each conference. So you don't have that bullshit that people are going to fight about. So if it plays out, this should be your top 4.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I'd say the most deserving. Those 4 would be the most deserving, in my opinion. If they went out, if USC finishes their schedule, that's a tough finish to the season, man. UCLA and Notre Dame.
Here's the big wild cards. I think with that is, I think Georgia with a loss is still in. I think.
Yes.
Yep. But what if Michigan lays an egg to who's playing on the other side? Is it Illinois?
No, it's Purdue.
Purdue, yeah.
Purdue? Okay. What if Purdue comes out here and shocks the world?
I'll that'd be awesome. That's what I'm rooting for. I think that's what I'm rooting for. I just want to root for Purdue. I'm a
Everybody in
Boilermaker.
the chat's rooting for that too, I think. All you Michigan fans
Why not?
like that.
Why not? Fucking boiler up.
Wouldn't you think that we would jump them? Probably.
Yeah.
I would move Purdue to 4. Oh, that'd be great. I'm done. I'm really done thinking about this playoff for my team. But so I'll root for Purdue to light up.
We're sitting there at 5, and like Joe said, we got another week of football, and I just feel, we don't look that great, but I don't feel like anybody else is either. And if we're having a good day, we can beat anybody. We didn't have a good day yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, K-State's been on fire. They could beat TCU this week.
I doubt it.
You don't think?
But it wouldn't surprise me. The way the Big 12 plays.
It's a fucking TCU, Big 12, dude.
Martinez was out. They had their 3rd string quarterback in against TCU in that game.
Yeah.
So they played with their 3rd string quarterback, and it was a close game. So TCU can be beat, man. I mean, if they've played some tight games in their conference, they can play a low scoring game too. They can play a 17-10 game, So I mean, but they can also score 55.
Yeah.
But everybody in that goddamn conference can, I think, from what you see week to week. But they could definitely lose. And then obviously, I think if they lose with 1 loss, they got to be out of the picture. A 1-loss non-conference champ, where you're just like us. So then you have TCU's resume versus our resume. I would say they would take our resume. So they would rule them out.
Well, I think the committee would love to get Ohio State back in, because I don't know if the final numbers are in, but I'm guessing Saturday's viewership was probably
99 million people.
How many?
I'm guessing 99 million.
I'm figuring it's probably the most watched football game so far this year. Maybe that Georgia Bama one, or Georgia Tennessee, or
no.
But yeah, I'm thinking this game had to be the most watched. And so I think the committee's like, yeah, we like those kinds of numbers. Run it again.
Exactly. That's the thing is with this USC Utah game. Utah beat them 43-42 weeks ago.
I watched that game.
It was a good one.
Stayed up late. Oh yeah, it was a real good game. Utah did what they wanted on the ground against them too.
If you control Caleb Williams, that offense is not shit. That dude just runs around in the backfield like Bryce Young, dodging, blitzing linebackers and D linemen.
But he's good. I mean, he's effective at it.
Yeah, he makes plays happen, but
his vision is phenomenal. Like he can like dictate a play almost like a basketball player, like moving around, and then just he can like those kind of like Mahomes type throws. He just he fucking runs around, does some wild shit, but he's always on point with a throw. I've seen Caleb can do it. I don't know. I have no confidence in their defense whatsoever, so I don't really know what to make of them against a great team.
Yeah.
But they're going to score points on anybody for sure.
Yeah, I got a shout
out. I would not want to see our secondary against them. Really, I really wouldn't.
Yeah, well, I got to shout out a few people in the chat taking up for the cause. Jackie, she says it's an Ohio State channel. She's mentioning that Shrink Sharon Stank one, whatever. Sounds like a spammer account. Yeah, we hate Michigan. Go to Michigan channel if you need to rub nuts with Michigan fans. Cassie says, kind of excited to see what Kyle McCord can do. Very much. Yeah, if we don't make the playoffs, you will see Kyle McCord January 1st. Sue
Most
always
likely.
got my back. Appreciate you, Sue. You're the best. She said that ESPN released the CFP probabilities 3 hours ago. OSU has a chance to make it at 88%, TCU 83%, USC
No.
12%. She says, no
No.
shit. So love it. Love it, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Like to see you more often in this channel. So what do you guys think? You like those odds?
I don't
No.
understand them.
I don't understand them. I don't understand.
They all
I don't
control
need
their
it,
own
though.
destiny, but we got better chances. I mean, it's just the probabilities where someone's going to lose.
It's probably
I
their
don't know,
losing
but-
probabilities. Yeah, you know.
I don't think we have that good of a chance
I believe
of
you,
making
Sue.
it.
I believe the numbers. I just
I tell you what,
math is hard.
Yeah.
how does this team refocus? You know, how does this team going to rebound from this? I'm not sold. You know, I'm not sold that we're just going to bounce back and be what we think they're going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll
take her. I guess what I'm saying is I'll take her leave the playoffs this point this year.
Actually,
After that performance, I'll take her leave it. Because I don't have any confidence in those guys.
I think that might be good though. I think they're wild card now.
I don't know.
Hey, no, we're expecting.
I hope they prove me wrong.
Every time.
I want them to prove me wrong. I'd love for them to prove me wrong.
I think all the pressure is now off of them, and if they did backdoor in, they'd be more dangerous. Like, okay, yeah, we've already lost or whatever. We got nothing to lose. Let's go play. Where they're not going to be favored every time, and it's not going to be it's I don't know, the narratives that get built and blah blah blah. Maybe they can just relax and go play. I don't know.
Yeah, we hope. We hope, but like not a lot of confidence.
Before we close the show out, I'm not ready to close it just yet, but we're getting close. I do want to welcome all of the Michigan fans watching. Welcome back to the rivalry. It's been a long time. We missed you guys. I know you won last year, but 2 years in a row actually makes it a rivalry now. So welcome back. It's good to see you. It's been 20 years. Hopefully you just stick around. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm not so worried about you.
Well, Michigan's got the machine going again. Harbaugh's got the machine running. He's gonna be able to recruit really, really strongly on his exact, his specific type of players. He'll get the tops of them. So I mean, if he can, all he has to do is just put forth that effort in the recruiting, because they have the machines running. They have they have that to sell. So if Harbaugh sticks around, they're going to be back up to where they feel they belong, up at the top near us.
Yeah. So yeah, I think ESPN's telling us USC loses this week, and then TCU probably loses, and we might just slip into that 4 spot.
You got to say it's hard to beat the same team twice in a season. USC is playing great football right now. Caleb Williams is
one-man gang.
He is on it right now.
I only want to get in this playoff. I don't think we've earned it because that game sucked. I just want to get in to piss Michigan fans off. Like, damn it, we got to do this
again. It would
again.
fucking work. I see it.
We just play some kind of spoiler role at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's
they'll be
true.
so pissed off. I mean,
we don't deserve it, but if you're gonna give it to us, fuck it. Hopefully that team can.
We'll open up, beat Georgia, and then beat Michigan for a natty. I could live with that.
I hope that team. If our team took on that kind of fucking attitude, or had that type of thought as a whole, they could probably do something really special like that. You know,
I know.
I don't have the confidence that they can. We haven't seen it.
Well, it's out of their hands now. So
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be real interesting to see how they respond after this game, whether it be a Rose Bowl or a playoff game. You know, does it change? Does it change who plays and who doesn't play? That's a big question. You know, there's probably a lot of guys thinking about business as well as football.
Oh yeah. Oh
maybe
yeah.
maybe,
It's-
maybe JSN will come back for the Rose Bowl. You think?
And he's already owns every record. Why did was he going to come back and break his own record? He's like, I already have all those, don't I? Oh, I don't even need to go anymore.
I didn't
ain't
play
going
all
back
year,
on
but
it.
let me play in the consolation. Let me play in the, in the
No, but I mean,
charity bowl.
But if we, say if you guys are thinking right now, because there's probably some dudes right now, they're like, man, I ain't playing a fucking bowl game. Fuck this shit. But then we backdoor in, to the playoff. Does that change people's minds? Do we want those people back? If they've already, how are people? What's the focus like on campus? Is there a lot of people coming and going? A lot of people. Is there a lot of voices around the players giving
Lots
their opinions?
Lots outs.
A lot of what have yous.
But that shit, getting ready for a bowl game or getting ready for a big playoff game, that shit all makes a difference. If your team's not focused, you're not sharp. You travel out somewhere, play a game, you get fucking steamrolled anyways because you're half in it. And what's the point of that? That embarrassment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're no longer on top of the Big Ten.
Will lose
We got to
in
live
the
with that.
playoffs if they face Georgia, to be sure. You guys do not have Georgia talent. So take that to bed with you. You guys got anything else you want to finish up here in the last 5 minutes?
I'm good.
The fucking disgusting effort Saturday.
Yeah.
So very disappointing. I had a lot more confidence in these guys, but what are you gonna do? They're kids.
Yeah.
They're kids, and they didn't play as good as the other kids.
Yeah. Oh, here's the. I gotta share this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta show this on screen. Michigan fans are gonna fucking love it. Where'd it go? All right. Thank you, Sue. You're the best. Okay, so here are the ESPN projections as of 3 hours ago. You guys see that?
Yep.
Georgia 99%, Michigan 97%, Ohio State 88%. No, say it's not so, Joe. TCU 83%. Why is Bama even on there? 14%.
It's crazy. They got more of a chance than Southern Cal does.
I know. Look at that.
Why is that?
Why is Penn State
that's
on
just
there?
way wrong. I mean, USC has to have more than a 12% chance of winning against Utah. It's got to be much closer than that. I feel
this
like
is the chance to make the playoffs, Sean.
I know, but I'm saying if SC beats Utah, they're in the fucking playoffs.
No. They're saying that the committee will not accept a Pac-12 champion, especially with one loss.
I don't get that. I disagree with whoever threw these numbers in there.
Hey, it's ESPN. Everything they do is right?
Yeah.
Sean, I 100% agree. A one-loss Southern Cal Pac-12 champ avenges their only loss of the season.
Yeah.
With the Heisman candidate at least for sure at quarterback. They're in the playoffs. I don't see it. That's wild. That's wild.
And with TCU, so are you telling me that does TCU have an 83% chance of beating K-State? Is that metric?
No, I'm sure that's not the percentage. I'm sure that's not. It's probably more like a 60-40.
Right. I would think 65.
But Bama's more likely to backdoor into the playoff than Southern Cal is.
No way.
Explain that. Riddle me that, because Tennessee. What's Tennessee? They're not as much as Bama. What kind of shit are they selling over there at Espen? Ridiculous.
Sue preaching it. If you go by the committee's own criteria, it's the 4 best teams. That's what I've been preaching to you guys, not the 4 most deserving. OSU is still one of the 4 best, even with 1 loss.
And if USC
Resume.
avenges their 1 loss, they're going to be considered that.
Rightfully so, I think. With USC schedule, if they finish that with 1 loss, I think they do.
I'd put them in. I'd probably put them in ahead of TCU.
USC with 1 loss?
Yeah.
Okay. I got no problem with that. Not with 2 losses, though.
No, not even close.
Okay.
The only 2-loss team that has a really outside chance of getting on that field is LSU with beating Georgia.
They got 3
losses.
Oh, LSU lost?
Oh yeah. No, Texas
A&M beat
A&M. Hey, I
think Bama's the only 2-loss team that has a realistic shot just because of who they are.
I only watched one game yesterday, and then things got wild. So
It got wild.
LSU lost.
Hey, no. Yeah. Okay, what I saw last night, I was watching that game. I was watching Texas A&M go up and down the field on LSU, and I said I would not want to play A&M right now with these receivers that they have against our corners. It scared me to death what A&M was doing to LSU, up and down the field at will, and it blows my mind.
You know what? Well, you know what? I think one thing, just a little side joke. Jim knows. Yeah, we are running a Big 12 defense now. Fucking, you give up bombs all day long, giant plays.
Yeah, he's like, well, coach said we were going to score 55, so I had 54 to play with.
Yeah. So, all right, boys. It's been a great show.
You're not paying me for shutouts.
Chat has been one of the funniest of all time. I hope you guys will actually subscribe and give us a like, one or the other, if not both. You guys had a great time at my expense, and I hope you're happy about it. All you Michigan fucks. Good luck against Purdue. You don't need it, but who knows? Aiden O'Connell. What could happen there? Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Well, now, worst case scenario for us, because even a 1-loss Michigan is still going to go over a 1-loss Ohio State because they have the head-to-head. So that actually would.
They lost.
If they boiler up, if they decide to boiler up, that probably hurts Ohio State even more. But it would be fucking awesome to watch.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for him.
Yeah. Who would? Yeah. Appreciate everybody. You don't have to give it a like, you dickhead. I don't care. What are you? If you're a Michigan guy in an OSU channel, are you a fanboy? Seems like it. So you're just the Spider-Man meme, right? All right, folks, we really appreciate everybody. Appreciate you guys. Hit me up anytime. Hit me in the chat. Hit me in the comments. We'll be back here every Sunday, and we'll see what happens the next Saturday. Could be interesting. All right. Jeff and Sean, appreciate you, and we will talk to you next week.
Peace.
Go